let's play that back. What is a big club? This is going to be very controversial. What do you think a big club is? Because Niall, our producer, doesn't think Chelsea's a big club, Will.
No, let's throw him under the bus. Yeah, he had some very strong words to say about Chelsea and not necessarily to do about the club. But he said...
Talk about censorship. We better censor that. I'd be in prison, some of the stuff he said.
Let's keep him behind the camera, shall we? No, but seriously, Chelsea, are they a big club? Man City, you throw in there.
They're not a big club.
Are Arsenal a big club? What are your definitions of big club? Because some would say success, some would say fans.
I think this is going to rock off in the comments because, what is a big club? I don't think there's any doubt that Liverpool, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, there are others, are big clubs.
I think we need to get to new categories because what I'd say they are
super clubs.
Yes, giant clubs.
But why are they? History,
fans,
longevity, which is different to history, because history could be I did that with her in 1989, whereas longevity would be I did that in 99 all the way through the 90s. That's longevity. Could be him as well, or whatever else. And I think fan base is a big thing. You've got to look at that, although those numbers can be manipulated. Success is important, but there are levels to that. The reason Man City is not a big club to me is because on paper, winning loads of things, fair play, their revenue is massive, so they must have a load of fans. They've got a big stadium. They've got a great manager. They've got a style of football and a history of that style of football in recent times. But I just don't think they have respect or... You've got... this is a big one for me as well. Respect. An Arsenal fan can't tell us they're a big club, basically. I think to be a big club, it's got to be universally understood, even if people don't like saying it. Like Liverpool fans would say Man United's a big club.
Yeah.
I would say Liverpool's a big club. Arsenal's a big club. I don't think outside Man City anyone's saying they're a big club. So I don't think you're a big club.
I think Manchester City get tarred with the brush of as a fan, when living up in that city, it is.
They've got a hard. I mean, look, they're 30,000 in Division. What would be
exactly.
League One?
And I think that's a big one as well.
They've got a hardcore fan base, but they're not a big club.
No, I'd say they're a big club with the caveat of having super clubs.
I just think that they don't. Look, Man City fans will be fuming. I know a lot of Man City fans, and they're fine. I know Man City fans who would agree with me on this. They're fighting a battle. I mean, they've got the 115 against them now, which doesn't obviously help. But they are fighting an integrity battle.
Yeah.
They are not respected because anyone with a brain knows that Man City have got a big fan base. Pre-2008, they do. A very loyal and big fan base. But they weren't a big club before 2008. So what's making them a big club is success. What's made them successful is 2008, the money that's gone in. And people don't respect that. So I think for Man City, to be a big club, they've probably got to do it for another 20 years. And I think they will be then.
But also,
maybe 10.
What is being a big club? Because
I've just told you.
No, but for me, why would I want that as a Birmingham City fan? It
doesn't do us any favours, Man United. You don't win anything for it.
No, exactly. And I think it's just another sort of...
Are Aston Villa a big club?
I'd say Aston Villa are a big club, sadly, yeah.
Yeah, and I would say
they fall into what me and Niall
I think winning a European Cup helps.
You've got your subcategory of sleeping giants.
Yeah.
Newcastles, Villas.
I don't think Newcastle is.
Yeah, they are. You go up there, it's absolutely raucous.
They've got a big fan base. Also, I think they think they're bigger than they are. I think outside of Newcastle, you don't see many Newcastle shirts. That's another indicator of a big club as well. Go down to bloody
but then
Bristol and see who's wearing a Newcastle shirt.
They're probably hopefully wearing Bristol City and Bristol Rovers shirts.
They're not.
But if also
massive Man United fan base.
Manchester City are being so successful now, probably in Seb's class, all they look at is Manchester
future
City
projection.
So there's that as well. But then there's also the one city clubs as well of Newcastle, Sunderland. Do you put Nottingham Forest in there? I know there's Notts County as well. But it's all relative to when you grew up as well, isn't it? Because there are people be saying that Forest, massive club, 2 European trophies. How do you not put them in there?
If I said to you and everybody at home, who are the 5 biggest club in England, this is the mic drop because Pig Club.
Based on your parameters.
Big club. Well, I think it's hard. We've given some parameters, but I think it's also a very personal thing. I'd be interested to know in the comments what your top 5 big clubs are in England because I think that's what it's all about. It's perception, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Birmingham City won.
Shut up. It's almost undefinable in a way what a big club is. You can literally say Man City are not a big club and you know you're right. But who are the 5 biggest clubs? Because I would say Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and it's tough. The fifth one's tough. And the reason I'd put Chelsea in there is because they've got they could be bigger than they are. Their stadium is not big enough.
Surely what you were saying about Manchester City applies to Chelsea.
But Chelsea have, I don't know why.
I think fair there.
Maybe it's not fair on Man City, but Chelsea have got more. Maybe longevity. They've been doing it a little bit longer. Maybe Man City will pass that. But Man City've got the 115.
Yeah.
Chelsea been doing it since 2004. And they went straight in with Mourinho. Chelsea got a huge fan base worldwide as well. They actually have. So, look, I think with Man City, it's a longevity and integrity issue. I mean, would you put Man City in the top 5 biggest clubs in England? I probably would put them as 5th because they're bigger than Spurs.
I'd go Man United, Liverpool, Newcastle, Villa. And then I'd struggle for a 5th in terms of that.
Arsenal?
Yeah, I'd probably
Arsenal
put Arsenal in terms of, because they were even before the Premier League. I'd go for Arsenal.
Different top 5s there, and I'm sure there'll be plenty there. Interesting. I liked that. And I just want to throw something in very, very quickly. There are end of season tours going on where Newcastle and Spurs are going down under Australia to play an end of season tour game. Some of these players will be playing in the Copa America and in the Euros, and there's all this talk of why you're flying over there to play a friendly, however many hours to do it. What are your thoughts on that?
Did you see Big Ange's comments the other week? Obviously, I'm waiting with bated breath to watch every press conference he does, but he was basically saying, someone asked him about plastic fans, about basically fans from abroad and people jumping on the bandwagon. But he was like, it's an international game, mate. If you're plastic for being a devoted fan who lives in Australia, you'll have it with Man United and fans of the United stand that are devoted to this club, but they live in another continent, another country. They shouldn't be punished for being plastic. I mean, think how much resource and money it takes to come across to some of these games. So if we are putting the Premier League out there to be an international game and we're reaping the rewards from that, you can't then start shouting that we're taking a friendly to Australia. Look, if people want to pay 60 quid to see Ollie Skip run the midfield after a long, hard season, let them have their cake and eat it.
I completely agree. Very rarely that happens, but I just think, yes, there's a risk, but there's also a risk. You know what? The flight time, I'm just going to say it. Who cares? Like, I've been going on all season about...
You'd love 20 hours. Imagine 20 hours for you of, no phone connection.
No, you can get your phone on there.
Yeah, but just have... You're trying to work now. Just have a day off, mate.
Hey. Anyway, what my point is, we have added on 10 minutes, 15 minutes to every game for 38 games. I couldn't give a toss about them flying over to play an end of season jolly up in Australia where they can probably add a couple of million to their revenue, which we know Newcastle actually need to do. Newcastle got so much money to spend, but they can't get it in the club because of revenue. They've got to find ways to get their revenue up, haven't they? So I just think, yeah, of course there's an injury risk, but so's adding 15 minutes on with these prat referees.
Yeah, I just think that's we Premier League.
He would just want to moan.
Yeah, it's an international league. I think we've reaping the rewards of that, and that's what they're going to have to do. Go to Australia. Yeah, there'll be first class flying. All the stuff will be there.
If they want us to go and cover it, we're there.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if I could watch Big Ange Spurs play in Australia, I think that would be a top 5 moment for me.
If they want a bit more publicity, get the podcast along. We'll do some stuff for him. Make you a few more dollars.
And I take what I said about Ollie Skip back because he's a great player.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.